Yes, welcome again to Wit Chat, the channel where we do reflect and have discussion on public issues. And previously we had a discussion on patriotism. And sincerely speaking, I think that was quite very useful, and because it afforded the opportunity to rethink and to kind of look into some of the interpretations, misconceptions, and perceptions on that theme. And and in this episode, and I think we can just look at or reflect on a very important issue. It is important because it's one of the hottest issues across the globe, and that is about the upcoming presidential election in the United States. And it's important because United States, arguably, the world leading power, the world most powerful nation in the world in terms of economy also. Um, I mean, strength. So, and recently the CNN hosted the presidential debate featuring the two leading presumptive presidential candidates of the Democratic Party, which is Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump of the Republican Party. And since the debate held, there have been a lot of discussions, kind of argument and counter argument for and against these two personalities. But largely speaking, the discussions about these two individuals from that debate have largely been centered on their performances. Why Republicans, I mean, the supporters of former President Donald Trump argue or largely argue that he outclassed Joe Biden, especially in vibrancy. Because I did watch the debate, I was awake. It was very early in the early hours of the days, around 3 a.m. here in Norway. So I did watch that. I stayed awake to watch it. It was quite very important to see. And the other people from that divide, we have also largely argued that their own candidate, Joe Biden, could only be outperformed, only be outperformed by Donald Trump in the area of mastery of lying, because they largely argue that Joe Biden, Donald Trump, lied all through. And I mean, so all the argument and counter argument has been around issues of lying, weakness, strength, mental acuity, and the likes. But I think there are people who are also seeing beyond that. People who are seeing from the leadership perspective. People are asking question that the attitude of these two individuals is it not kind of compared to what we call the sit tight kind of characteristics of what we see from different parts of the world, sit tight rulers, and I look through that, and I indeed try to see that um, we I think there is reason to talk about the leadership capability of these two individuals, especially when you look at, because I start to look at some of the leaders across the world. And one of the one that I think that caught my attention is no longer a leader, but she served as the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern. So Jacinda Ardern was the prime minister from 2017 to 2000, the last year or 6 year. That's a single term. And I did read her tweet late in 2022, where she particularly mentioned that she won't be standing in for another election because she was qualified to contest again for another term. That's another 6 years. But she said, I won't be standing in for another election because she said she felt, I think, what language, I think she said she felt within her that she doesn't seems to have enough fuel or enough energy, to lead the nation and she thanks her followers and everything. And you will wonder, because as at that time she was 42 years of age, just at 42. And you will start to question when you compare individuals like that with former President Donald Trump and Joe Biden, that are quite much advanced in age. One is 78 or so, or 76, and the other one is about 82. And you see people questioning the mental acuity of a president of the world most powerful nation, and you see people also questioning the moral capability of the former president in the like of issue legal a lot of litigations against him, and none of them is saying it from the perspective of like it shouldn't be only me who can do this job. Shouldn't I have someone who have grown, mentored through the rank of the party, either from the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, who I can as well support, who I can as well encourage and ask people, to support. And that is one of the things that I think have caught my attention. That when you look through from the leadership perspective, you start to ask a lot of questions. And because you will see, even some of us that are from Africa, some of us ask questions. Why you see certain, either you call it rulers or leaders in Africa who have stayed. Of course, some of them are also constitutionally in power. Some of them have continued to win their elections, or some of them have continued to perpetuate themselves there. You'll see President Teodoro, for instance, of Equatorial Guinea, who's been there since 1979. President Paul Biya, for instance, of Cameroon, who has been there since 1982. You've seen someone like Alassane Ouattara, who has been there since 2010. Alassane Ouattara was even someone who came into power because the incumbent then, Laurent Gbagbo, wasn't willing to relinquish power even after he lost the election. So you see someone who came in after him has, in one way or the other, perpetuated himself also in power, unwilling to relinquish power. You see even the president of Eritrea, Esias Afwerki, who has been there since 1993, since the country got independence. So those are the questions that's being asked about leadership. And so when you compare that with these two individuals from the United States, for instance, so you will ask, or the question will have been that, so if the United States have a constitution that allowed unlimited terms for presidency, or more than 2-3 terms, so someone like Joe Biden, who is about 82, who is currently still insisting that he's capable, he has the mental strength, and obviously why people can see that the strength is no longer there, who is insisting that he can carry on. So it means if the Constitution allows him to be the president for as many times as possible, he might definitely continue to want to be in power. Or someone like Donald Trump, for instance, who is also about late 70s. So if the Constitution of the United States will allow him to be in president for the next 2 terms, he might also insist that he has what it takes to lead that great nation. So those are the issues. So, and you see even government officials over time in the past condemn leaders across the world who have lived or who they thought have overstayed. I would say President of Turkey, for instance, Erdogan, who has won consistently his election, maybe 3 times now, and you see people condemning as well. So you will ask, what are the moral justifications to condemn such individuals? So what are they? And it's even so sad to see in the past where you see someone like Robert Mugabe, who was constantly, who lived, I mean, he ruled the country for a very long time, failed sanctions because so many people, especially from the West, believe that he shouldn't have been in power for so long that way. But that was his own belief as well, that he was the only person that is able to do that as at that time. And you also see even the West, how did they manipulated issues against someone like Muammar Gaddafi, who was eventually killed, and so you see that there might be a reason to genuinely ask questions, even right now, regarding the leadership issues around the globe, and that is why to uh, publicly talk about issues like this, I think is quite important. I don't know your perception also about the current presidential race in the United States. I don't know how you see these two gentlemen, former President Donald Trump and the incumbent President Joe Biden. I don't know your perception about these two individuals, but sincerely speaking, beyond the performances during that debate, I think there is need to ask questions about leadership style or leadership quality or what true leadership is. And that is why I feel it's important to have a reflection on this. So please be free to put in your comments when you watch this video. So let's make it a form of discussion because I think it's good for the public. Thank you so much. Hope to see you again in the next episode on WeChat. Please don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends so that we can continue to encourage ourselves and reflect and discuss on some of these public issues across the globe. Thank you so much from WeChat. Bye.